Hey everybody, I hope this live stream or video finds you doing well. I do sincerely want to talk about love and what it entails, and I'm even going to talk about the consequences of not being loving. First of all, I want everybody to know for me, for what I do, this is all about love. There is no other reason that I'm doing this. Do I need to be paid? Yeah. Facebook pays me when they run the ads. Do I need that? Yeah, I do. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I'm trying to build. But it's not about the money. Um, so, a lot of people out there think it's okay to hate and that religion is okay with hating. Let me tell you guys a little secret. If you think that your religion is okay with you hating, you may want to talk to your bishop, your pastor, your priest, congregational leader, rabbi, and talk to them and ask them, do they think it's okay to hate people? And if they answer, oh, yeah, it's okay to hate people, you may want to reconsider where you're going. Maybe look for a different denomination or at least a different pastor or priest or bishop or whatever the case might be. Because I don't believe that the religion teaches hate. I do not believe Eastern Orthodox or Greek Orthodox or Catholics or Christianity or Messianic Judaism or Judaism teaches hate. I just don't believe that. Um, I have seen even the Muslims who are really living by the tenets of their faith be really great, great people. Had a boss who was had a boss once, and now he's a friend. He's Muslim and just a really, really excellent guy. So when people go around thinking, oh, it's okay to hate, no, no, no. No religion teaches that. If you think they do, like I said, go to your spiritual leader, be it a pastor, a rabbi, bishop, or a priest, and talk to them sincerely. I'm probably strongly suspecting that all of them would tell you that you need to get a little bit of help because I don't believe religion teaches hate. God's never once taught to hate. He has ordered evil as in sin to be destroyed. That is true. But that's his call to make. And it's for him to call it down to the government and the government to respond accordingly. But God did never taught hate. Hate against sin? Absolutely. Hate against injustice? You better believe it. But to hate a people? Absolutely not. And I tell you, I will not personally allow hate in my life. I have worked very hard to get rid of it. It's not coming back in. Not now, not ever. And I'll tell you, we need to really take a look at what's going on. I do not like talking about politics, but I am one time. And just give me one moment here. Okay. So let's talk about that little realm in love. Donald Trump, somebody tried to kill our president, Donald J. Trump. They wounded two other people and they killed one. So, what does President Trump do? He gets a hold of the families. He goes, he talks to them. Then he gets to raise money for them and announce that he has raised $6 million for the victims. He sits down and he talks with them. He shows love. And he did mention Biden's name once, twice, maybe three times within a very short period. So it was mostly a righteous, speech. However, when the biggest mistake that the Democrats made was within 10 minutes of one of the Democrats having heard that Donald Trump, President Donald Trump was shot at, should have apologized that it happened. Then they should have insisted that within the next 24 hours, a congressional hearing was going to start on how and why it happened, and should have been run and get by his side immediately to show support. Maybe not for Donald J. Trump's philosophies and theories and politics, but for at least minimally his life. Even in Judaism, it is taught that if you have to break a rule in order to save a life, break the rule. The Democrats sat back, didn't hear him hum, and then President Joe Biden comes out him hawing around. Beating around the bush is what I'm talking about. Donald J. Trump just did nothing but show love and show concern and show compassion. If President Trump does not win this election, you're going to be listening to a very surprised, and I mean extremely, very surprised individual. I just don't see how that President Trump won't win. Because when we're talking about the independents, and I mean people who are really independent, they're not Democrat, they're not Libertarian, they're not Republican, they're clear-minded people who love and care for other people. Do you seriously think that they're going to go and run to somebody who shows hate? Are you kidding? No, they're not. That's not going to happen. No clear-thinking human being who stays objective, who prides themselves on being objective, is going to be okay for voting for anyone, much less an organization, but including an organization that says that hating on someone is okay. It is not okay. It is absolutely wrong. It is an injustice, and that settles it. I can disagree with people, but I can still also care for them. And that's what's important, that we care. Once we genuinely care about other people, then we can sit down and we can talk to people. I was talking with a lovely young lady today. Met her out at a restaurant for a meal, And I told her, you know what? It's like this. Conversation between pro-gun and anti-gun can start off like this. Do you want to see people injured? No, me neither. Do you want to people see people unjustly hurt? No, me neither. Do you want your kids to be safe? You do? Me too. Then we can start building from there. But it has to be an intelligent, intellectual discussion, not based on emotion, but based on objectivity and being objective enough to say, you know what, and being humble enough, saying, you know what, I can be wrong. Sometimes I am wrong. That's called humbly walking with people and God. And more of that needs to happen. So I don't understand how that he would lose the election. I would be surprised. I don't think he will. Logic says he won't. And then I can tell you, I am no one's fool. I know people like I know the back of my hand. All those people that's been throwing hate at him, if he gets and sees an opportunity to do away with them, I think there is an extremely high chance that he'll do it. Could start investigations. He could start a lot of things. Because if I just don't see I just don't see a man with a lot of power who wins an election, who's had everything thrown at him, unjustly thrown at him, including the kitchen sink, is just going to sit back and say, well, thank you. Wow, that was a lot of fun. I really appreciate everything you did. Let's get for real. I don't care who President Donald Trump thinks he is, but let me tell you who he is first and foremost. President Donald J. Trump is a human being. And that is an absolute fact. I am first and foremost a human being. If I was in that position and I had a chance to expose people for who they are, oh yeah, yeah, I'd do it. Absolutely in a heartbeat. Not because I hate them, but because I love the country. And I think that the American people deserve better and far more than what we're getting now. People disagree with me, cool. But if anybody thinks I'm going to allow hate in my life, I won't do it. And I'll be the first one. I love talking about Judaism. I love get up here and making reels and being humorous and I mean, just granted, not all my jokes are going to be dad jokes. Um, you can expect that they're going to be a little bit colored. So if you ever want to just maybe not make sure the kids are around, probably a good idea. Like they're maybe getting a little bit more colorful, who knows, we'll see. But in all seriousness, this hate's got to end, and it needs to end now. And I was talking to the lovely lady today, explaining to her, you know what, Jelly Roll talks about his religion, and let me tell you something. His religion meets his reality, and people are every bit responding to it. There's just so much going on today. It's heartbreaking. It really is, and it's not. And the way to stop it isn't going to be making this illegal and that illegal, and creating a new law for this and that and the other. That's not going to stop it. What's going to stop the sin and the evil that's going on now is love, empathy, and compassion. Not talking about God, but just showing it through our actions. I can guarantee you that is the only way that we will get to know that we can get a country back. They were talking about, I think it was during the RNC, that we have to get our, that we have, no, it wasn't. It was a lecture last night. I'm sorry. That we have to get our country back. So, one way to do it, and that's love. Because let me tell you something, nobody cares what I think until they first know that I care about them, that I love them. Then they're going to sit down and they're going to respond. I was talking with a lovely lady, not very spiritual, I don't think, great lady though. And I'll tell you why, because I sat there and I continuously showed love. She was very much interested in everything I had to say. And yeah, that real about what I know and what I don't know, I sent her to her. She liked it. Figured to give her at least one more laugh for the night. Why not? We all deserve a good laugh. Can't take our lives in so seriously that we wind up having a heart attack. But I'm telling you, and this is also one thing I know, you can sit there and you can disagree with me all that you want. It will not bother me one bit. I know this as surely as I know that my name is Granville Emerson Payne. The Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, what the Catholicism and Christians call the, think of the, for I know the name, I just can't get it out. But I'm telling you, all first 5 books, the written Torah, is all about one thing. It is about getting to know love. It is about knowing love. It's about developing in love. And it's about continuously improving in love. And for those capital crimes, those were designed for the government, not for me, not for anyone else, but specifically for the government. And let me tell you something, back in the days when Israel, was doing what God wanted us, very, very, very few people were actually given capital punishment. Very few people. If it went more than just a few people, from my understanding, they started working out what do we got to do to change this route that we're on. And they did so justly, lovingly, and fairly. So when anybody says law is about anything else other than love, I can guarantee you no, it's not. Because let me tell you something. No one, and I don't care who you are, no one is going to sit down and tell me you know about love, even though you don't sacrifice. The only way to get to know love is to first get to know sacrifice. If you ain't sacrificing, you know nothing about love. And that's the honest, absolute truth. And let me tell you something. Having become a more loving person, a more caring person, I see things keep developing better and better in my life. People who would not normally not pay no more of attention to me than if I were a dog on the street are now listening. They're thinking, they're wondering, and especially the people who knew my past before I turned 50 years old and knows the real me. They're sitting back amazed, totally astonished. And let me tell you, whenever we all go through hard times, every one of us, I don't care who you are, you're going to have people in your life that's going to do you wrongly. That is an absolute fact. There's no way around it, and that settles it. I've been done wrong. But you know what? Many of those people are now on my Facebook friends list. So I know what it's been like, but I also know that if you go around, or if I go around with hatred, things don't end well. It cannot, and it absolutely will not, until you can forgive, develop in love, be loving, and being caring, especially to your enemies, you don't know love. No one, I have been experiencing for, let's say, the past month, people trying to get their emotional claws into me, and it can't be done. Now, maybe it's because of the lifestyle I've lived. It's a possibility, but it's also just as much of a possibility that my confidence comes from our Heavenly Father. I know I'm being the best person I know how to be. I know I'm being true to God. I know I'm being true to myself. And I know I'm being true to other people. And I have started dating. So, just in case you're wondering, and let me tell you what I tell all of them: I am going to do everything I can to protect the women from me. And this is what I mean by that. What I mean is I'm going to tell the full throttle truth of who I am as a person. Some may like it, some may not. I may get rejected at times, but I tell you, I would personally rather be rejected for who I am than to go out and live a lie and hurt them. I will not do that. And that isn't me just thinking it or saying it. I'm living it. There may be one that, unfortunately, situations may occur that I'm less than happy about, but um, so I don't allow hate in my life. I won't allow hate in my life. And if someone's exhibiting hate for a people or a group, I just don't allow it in my life. Like I said, has there been people that's done me wrong? Oh yeah. Yeah, I suffered much. But do I forgive them? Oh yeah, every bit of it. And I care about them and I love them. And I wish the best for them. What they've done in the past does not affect my present. What affects my present, and I've learned this the easy way, is how much can I love people? How much can I sit there and care about and love people? Because let me tell you, when I know I on all my videos and most of my rows, if not all of them, say I love you, God bless. Yep, I actually mean it. I'm not saying here's something that just sounds good. I'm actually believing it. So we've all been through hard times through people doing it. But that is absolutely no reason, that is absolutely no excuse to keep the hate going, to keep the bitterness going. I don't allow that in my life. I allow love. That's it. And let me tell you something when I say about love. I'm talking first about our Heavenly Father, His Son, His Holy Spirit, His written Torah, everything that explains written Torah. And then I am talking about just regular love, agape love, they call it. It's not romantic. And let me address that issue, if I may. I don't believe in falling in love. Oh, I fell in love. I don't believe that bunch of horse shit. Let me tell you what I do believe. Two people getting together, caring enough about each other to create love. Love cannot be fallen into. It has to be created. And if it ain't created, that marriage, if you're looking for a romantic marriage, in the romantic marriage, that marriage is never going to last. Because the only thing that can keep a marriage going is real love. Not this stuff romantic BS. I believe in creating love. And I tell you what, I've seen God work through that. And I have to admit, I am absolutely 110% surprised. I am the one that'll tell you, I never thought that God would ever work in my life. I never even dreamt it. Not this way. So I'm telling you, you want things to get better? It's going to be love. And I am absolutely talking about everything from the Father to his written Torah and to us as individuals living it out. I did a little bit longer of a video than what I thought I would. Um, but anyways, I hope you will seriously consider what I've been saying. I love you all. God bless.